Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield ship review. In today's review, we're going to be looking at the Crossbow, or in my case, the Crossbow 3. So the number after the name is the tier level of the vessel. The higher the number, the higher the tier, and the better the stats of the ship. So, for instance, this tier 3 has a 40 reactor clip, or 40 pip reactor, whereas a tier 2 might only have a 38 and a tier 1 might only have, like, say, a 35. Aesthetically, though, for the most part, the ships will always be the exact same. So anyway, let's get into the review. So, the name suggests the Crossbow. It's a Nova Galactic vessel. I believe it's one of the only, like, Nova Galactic combat vessel primarily. Now, there is other pieces to it, so it's not, like, fully Nova Galactic. This vessel it's the basis of the Crimson Fleet vessel, and I believe a Spacer vessel. My mind is saying Coyote, but I could be wrong. It's a quite cool looking ship. It feels like more like a kind of a frigate or like a destroyer, with its kind of weapon placements and just general layout compared to some of the other vessels. So let's get into its stats. So it's got fuel of 900, which is absolutely phenomenal in terms of fuel. You probably have enough fuel to go to the next galaxy. It's got a hull of 1516, which is, again, see, the thing is with hull is it's kind of situational, because if your shields go down, your hull is there to protect you, and 1500 hull is really, really good on a C class. But obviously, it's hard to kind of, like, it's not like, say, like an armor. It is an armor system, but it's not like shields where you can just kind of easily slap on more. Hull is like, there's a lot of different components that kind of increase your hull, but for the most part, that's really good hull. It's only got 1,000 cargo, which for a ship like this, it's kind of a bit, I don't know, it's kind of low. Like, this is primarily going to be a combat vessel, like a warship. But I feel like most players are going to be using it as a kind of a general, like, all-arounder. So, like, would have been nice for a bit more storage, but it seems like we might be able to fit more storage in as we go. So it's got a 40 class or C class reactor, 40 power, which is really good. That is the most powerful reactor in the game. I don't know if it is technically the best, because certain reactors have different stats. It's got a crew of 7, which is crazy good. I believe this is the highest crew capacity you can get on a base ship. Its jump range is where it's kind of letting itself down. It's only 18, which is quite low. It's not the best, but, like, for the amount of money you're paying for it, considering it is a tier 3, so, like, the tier 3 version, you're getting all the bells and whistles. I don't know why. Actually, I know why, because it has a Nova Galactic. I bet you it has a Nova Galactic jump drive, which I don't know if they did it for, like, a lower point of view, because Nova Galactic's, like, older, but yeah, their jump drives are not very good. It's got shields of 1315, which, again, is quite good. The max shields in the game is 1600, which it's not far off. It's definitely something we can work about upgrading it to. It's got 3 sets of weapons. It's got laser weapons in the form of those turrets there on the winglets. It's got ballistic weapons, which is 2 of those, believe they're rail guns. And then it's got 2 missile pods there on the top of the winglets as well. So the price of this was 444,520. Now, that price will change for you depending on the tier. The lower the tier, the cheaper the ship, and also your perks. So this is cheap for me because I have the perk that decreases the cost. So we're going to purchase this real quick. So I found this at this vendor here in Paradiso. This is Mr. Purple and Blue Man. I like his outfit. He's also, I believe, he's also the only vendor that doesn't look like the other. They all kind of look like they're from the same family. But yeah, so this is on Paradiso. Just going to show you real quick. Here we are on Paradiso on Parima 2 in the Parima system. There's Parima 2. You can find this in other locations. Here it is in relation to Alpha Centauri and Arian. You can find this generally anywhere. Like, any of these vendors have them. It's just kind of a look of the draw whether they have it at that time you're looking. If you don't have it, if they don't have it, I recommend going to Mercury and waiting 24 hours. That resets all of the vendors' inventories, and then just trying again. So we're going to quickly jump to our usual spot where we can showcase and do the teardown. Alright, here we are. So, this is the glamour shot, as they say. Really cool design. I feel like a lot of these, well, I feel like all the larger combat vessels are based similarly to this one. It has that sort of kind of like the frigate from... Kind of reminds me of the frigates from Destiny, the Cabal frigates, how they have those kind of two prows and then like the gap in the middle, and then a kind of a wider exterior with some engines on the back. Got some decent placements for turrets, those ones placed where they are. Not overly fond of them. They're not bad, but I'm trying not to break my leg. So entry through the front, which is always nice. Bonus points when you can enter through the front. Some ships you can enter through the back. Even some of the reviews I did, there was like one ship where like you'd enter through the back, but it was like facing forward and you had to like crouch. It just was not a vibe, as they say. So we've got a Tayo entryway, which is quite nice, which means that there's multiple levels. Tayo entryway, it's quite nice. It doesn't really feel as combat. Yeah, the thing is, I would have put a Deimos, but you can't probably because... Well, actually, no, you should be able to. That's the difference. The main difference between all these entryways is either a ladder where you enter from above or you enter from directly in front. So immediately we have entered a... What is this? Okay, what is this? I have never seen this one before. I'm very confused. We will have to do a teardown. It looks to me like it's a storage room, potentially like a 3. Let me see, 1. No, I think it's like a 2x3 storage room, maybe from Nova Galactic. We've got a ladder going up. Some windows there so you can look under, which is quite nice. If this is a storage room, I actually quite like it. See, I love these like segmented sections here. We've got some storage there. Got a little desk here, which is quite nice. Yeah, it's quite cool. Now we've got some lockers. Can't really do anything with the lock. I kind of wish you could... I mean, you can technically store stuff, but you know. And then if we come over this way, we have... This is another section here. More storage. Got another window down there. More lockers. And then this is another... Yeah, I'm assuming this is like a 2x3. It's quite cool how like it's like you've got little rooms as opposed to being one giant open area looking at you, Shroud Eklund. Got a nice little kind of like office here. And we've got a... That's kind of cool. Little forklift. Although, why would you use that when you have Vasco? So then we enter. We're going to go back through this way. And we'll enter the ladder. We got multiple levels, which is... Oh, whoops. No, come on, I don't. Yeah, there we go. So next level, we have a little 1x1 storage room. I'm assuming Nova Galactic. And then we have the docking port, which seems to be having spasms. And then if we go through here, we have... I already see a kitchenette. So what is this? Ooh. I thought that was a kitchenette, but that's not a kitchenette. It's a weapon case. So we've got an armory, which is nice to see. Oh, there's... I quite like this armory. It's more... I don't know, it feels kind of nicer. You've got like little shelves here with ammo. Some armories are just kind of like... It's just like a little area like this, very small with some tables. But this seems to have multiple like storage points. A lot of storage boxes. I have to say, this little kind of ammo section I really like. See... Bethesda probably wouldn't do it because they'd have to completely overhaul the building system. There's probably mods for it. But I'd like if you could like build the modules and then you could modify them like you can with the ship, you know, with the outpost builder. Like what if I want to just slap this like shelf system somewhere else? Anyway, so we have a little room off to the side here, which goes to an infirmary. Okay, nice. We have some windows looking out the port there. We've got some pharmaceutical labs, so you can do all your pharmaceutical-y stuff. And we have the research lab, which is nice to have too. Do your research, and then we have some beds. And just a little kind of seating area with some tranquil tea. Nice. And then if we head back this way, open the door. That looks like an engine room. Yep. It's a Nova Galactic 3x1 engine room. I like the Nova Galactic one. It's quite nice. It's like a nice mix of like kind of terminals and machines and like, you know, technology. Are they kettles? No, they're not kettles. There's some. I was like, that's a weird thing to have in your room. Yeah, let's have two kettles, you know, for some tea. And then we've got a little view out the port side again. You can see that. I believe, I want to say it's either it's either a Shinigami railgun, or there's another one. Oh, there's a door. I didn't even see that door, to be completely honest with you. I also missed these. Okay, so we also have two of these little mannequins here, which is quite nice. It's like, again, it'd be cool if you could just place these. Like, I'd like to have place them in the captain's quarters. And then we take this door here. And we have another 1x1. This is a companion, I believe. We've got a nice view down. I love ships that have this nice little view. Kind of gives me TIE Fighter vibes with the little kind of circular cockpit. Although in space, spheres are better, generally. And then we have a... I'm going to say this is like a 3x2 living quarters. No, it's a 3x3, I believe. So we've got some like little seating area here. Oh, we've got a little couch for some TV. That's really cool. So this is like Nova Galactic. Like, they're amazing interiors. Like, they're so like livable. You've got this little corner couch here if you just want to, you know, chill. You don't want to watch TV. Got a little office here with Newton's cradle and some storage there. And then back here we have a little bit more storage. Andrea's doing some cleaning. We got couches here, which really nice couches. You kind of wouldn't expect that from an older ship creator. And then we've got, I believe this is like is this a freezer section? Yeah, this is a freezer section. And we have a little kitchenette here. Quite like, again, I like this kitchenette. It seems more kind of like informal. Yeah, that's the word. So like more like, you know, your crew is kind of just whoever wants a sandwich, you come in, you make it, or whoever wants. What do we have here? We have grapes and a peach. That looks like an apple to me, personally, but you know. Got a little confectionery oven. We've got a cooking station that actually works. Nice in here. What do we got in here? Some celery. Some chunks, yeah. Really, really cool, because some of the other, like, habitat modules, they just kind of have a more, like, you know, like, there's, like, a crewmate, specifically the cooks. And some people may like that. I personally like, you know, like, your ship being more, like, think of, like, the Ghost from, like, Star Wars Rebels, where, like, everyone kind of pitches in, as opposed to, like, a kind of a military vessel.
What can I do for
And then we have this nice little long 8-seater table for eating.
Can I help?
No, you're good. You can keep drinking, Sarah. Got some, I don't know what this means, but you know, yeah. We have more ample first aid, which is nice. Some benches, a water dispenser. You know, the usual stuff. Really nice. And then I believe this is a bathroom. Yes, we have a bathroom, which is quite nice if you need to poop. And we have a nice view of the starboard there. If you come back, I'm just going to check this way. I wasn't really expecting, let's say we come in here. Back through here, we have a control room, which is really, really nice. Got some seating for your crew. This is kind of where the crew capacity has increased to. This goes up so high. I really like this. I'm kind of surprised, like, the interior, how, like, good it looks. And then if we come through this way, we got another 1x1 storage room. And then this is a captain's quarters, I can already tell. So we've got some shelves there, chair, credits, another view out the starboard side. We got, yeah, see, this is like pinnacle, like Nova Galactic. Really cozy. You've got like your bed, lots of pillows. You got some like nice stuff to store. You got a really comfy armchair. It just feels really nice. And then back here, we have a little desk here. The chair is over here for whatever reason. And again, something that's quite nice about this one, some of the other ones, now it could be because of the window there, but some of the other ones have like a big kind of like open kind of table with some chairs for like, you know, like for where your crew could talk. I personally don't like having that in a captain's quarters because like it's supposed to be your quarters. If people want to talk to you, they could just chill on the singular couch in it, or, you know, just have a meeting somewhere that's not my quarters. But anyway, so we're gonna just double check here because I know there's I'm trying to make sure there's not multiple ways up. Okay, so we're gonna go up one level here. So this is a... Ooh, we play the game. Is it an all-in-one berth? Is it a living quarters? I'm going to go with all-in-one berth. Yeah, all-in-one berth, potentially. Although maybe living quarters. So we've got beds here. Nice bit of storage. Again, Tayo. If Nova Galactic, a company that's like been around for like several hundred years, can get these couches, I'm sure you can look somewhere else other than Facebook Marketplace. For any guys that haven't watched my reviews of Tayo ships are a bit... Some of the stuff is kind of hand-me-down, which I'm not a huge fan of. Anyway, so looks like that just goes up to a living quarters. So we're going to come back all the way. And layout's not too confusing. One thing I really wish, and I used to... when I used to make ships on like Halo or Space Engineers, is signage. I'd love if you could place signage like bridge this way, bridge this way. But, you know, that's just a small little nitpick. And then up here, we have another 1x1. This is a storage room again. And then we have a computer core room. Which, again, Nova Galactic. They're just so nice. It's just like, it's nice. I love these, like, these segmented areas. They really break up the room and kind of just make it more, like, aesthetically pleasing. And then we've got, like, kind of, like, the wires. Like, you know, like, there's... It's lived in. There's, like, a lot going on. But it's not, like, messy. It's, like, clutter, you know? And then if we go up one more, we are on the bridge. Now, I know this is not a Nova Galactic bridge. This is a Kontiki bridge from Shroud Eklund. Really cool bridge, though. Got very nice views here. Ample viewing. You can see a lot from up here, which makes sense. This feels more like a capital ship than, like, you know, like a personal vessel. So you've got your pilot seat there. Now, the only negative with this, a lot of seats for your crew. But because your crew are sat so close to you and there's like nothing like a computer blocking their sight lines, they will tend to look at you and look at each other and talk an awful lot, which can be problematic. Anyway, we're going to go take her off and see how she performs. If I remember correctly, something that struck me as odd with this ship is it's missing an engine. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, no, this one isn't. Okay, cool. So there was one that actually was missing an engine. The other one. We're going to take it off. Now... We've got max power, so power is not... Damn it, I need to get rid of... I need to get rid of some of the crew briefly, because they're showing me stats. Not a lot of lifting thrusters for something so big. Oh, that sun is blinding. What am I playing, Ark? God damn. So, really quickly need to go and kick out some of my crew. Just for fairness. And don't worry, this doesn't, like, eject them into space. They just walk around. Alright. So, like I said, we have a lot of power to play around with. Now, we don't have... I have a perk that increases my power by 5. It's called Anatronic Fusion. Thank you to the person that commented a long time ago saying how to pronounce that. So we have, like I said, we have a bit to play around with. Now, usually, I've seen some people comment this about missiles, and I kind of agree. You don't really need too much in missiles. I just like having, like, 1. So we have like 5 extra to play around with, so you could definitely pump up the weapons a little bit. As for weapons, we've got laser weapons that are turreted, ballistic weapons there, mounted on the sights, and then we've got those missiles as well. So a nice array of weaponry. We're going to do a quick speed test. I'm assuming this is going to be quite slow. Excuse me, what? Oh, wait a minute. I'm blind, my bad. Sometimes I can't see. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure 130 is the slowest thing. The 130 base speed, kind of expected. Although they are big, beefy engines. Oh, that boost sounds really nice. We've got a boost speed of, looks like about 440. Again, not too bad. Gonna do a quick agility test. So pitching. Oh, dear lord, this is slow. Oh my good god. Alright, well, we found the slowest ship in the game, guys. This is our one. And then our yaw, again, quite slow. Yeah, okay, it's very slow. And then we have the roll. Roll's not as bad. Okay, so we're going to head down to the plant now and do a teardown. Alright, so here we are. So we've got it ripped into 3 parts. So Now, at the very, very top here, we have the Kontiki B500 bridge from Shroud Eklund, 360 cargo, 6 crew station. This would just snap right here, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to move it. And then if we start off where it is, I suppose, we have a Nova Galactic 1x1 companionway. We have a Nova Galactic all-in-one berth 2x1B, and a Nova Galactic computer core 2x1. Now, for the weapons, we have 2 of these Reza 300 PHC SX pulse laser turrets from Shinigami, C-class, 1200 range, 4 fire rate, they do 38 damage to shields and require 4 power. And then we have, mounted on these little winglets, we have the Sukasasu 50k missile launchers from Shinigami, C-class, 5100 range, 1 fire rate, 142.79 hull and shield damage, and requires 4 power. Now, next on the list is the shield generator. This is an Odin 3050C shield generator from Protectorate Systems. It's a C-class, it's got 11 max power, and it's got 1315 shield with 5% regenerate. Now, there is better shields, obviously, which is weird that it doesn't have the better shield, but then I suppose the better shield is not like that model. So the best shield you can get is this one here. It is the Assurance SG 1800 shield generator from Sexton Shield System. C-class, 12 power, 1600 shield, and it requires the same perks basically, and it's around the same price, a little bit more expensive. So I recommend strapping this one on instead. At the end of the teardown, we'll rebuild the ship with some better upgrades. And then next on the list, we have some fuel tanks. So we have these 600T helium-3 fuel tanks. They have 290 each. I assume they're there more for aesthetic purposes, but they're quite nice. And then we have 2 of these Titan 550 HE3 tanks from Nautilus. Again, these 2 tanks here, sorry, there's my Irish coming out. These 2 tanks here are like, they're more than enough. Obviously, you wouldn't need these 2 big ones, but they're there for the aesthetic appeal, which makes a lot of sense. Now for the engines, we have 4 of these SAL 6110 engines from Slayton Aerospace. They are C-class engines. They have a max power of 2, 13,600 engine thrust, and 3,800 maneuvering thrust. So they're pretty beefy engines, but they don't give a lot of mobility, so you could definitely work on upgrading them. As for the aesthetics on this level, we have a pair of Nova Cowlings 2L. We have the what is TF? Okay, I don't know what TF stands for, but yeah, we have 2 of them. And then behind that, we have 2 Nova bracers each side. We have a Nova engine strut. We have a Hope Tech Pipes A mid. We have 2 of these Nova wing ports. We have 2 more Nova bracers. And then on the side, we have these Nova Galactic Nova thruster ports. Now, these are really cool because they basically act as like, thruster ports. They like shoot out little bits of they're like, I believe they're called reactionary control systems. It allows you to kind of spin the ship without using too much like engines. But they're not connected to anything that would be able to supply it with power, unless they're like a self-contained pack, which they don't look like. I don't know. It's a bit of an oversight from Bethesda, obviously, nothing major. And then we have this little Hope Tech Marker A, which looks like a little antenna. So now if we move to the middle of the vessel, we'll start here. We have a Nova Galactic 3x1 engineering bay. We have a Nova Galactic 2x1 armory. We have a Nova Galactic infirmary 2x1. We have a storeroom, Nova Galactic control station 2x1. A companionway 1x1. A mess hall 3x2. A storeroom 1x1. And a captain's quarters 2x1. Which, honestly, there's not much I would change here. I would go the route of, add like a command center. I don't know if they're going to have any here. Let me see. Habs. No, they don't have any of the 3x1s. But I wouldn't change it anyway because I quite like the Nova Galactic Mess Hall. And then for weaponry, mounted on the winglets, we have a pair of these MKE 9A Auto Gauss guns from Ballistic Solutions Incorporated. C-class, 1500 range, 4 fire rate, 37 damage to hull, and 4 power. So pretty decent. And then we have the Hope 11 Docker port here from Hope Tech. And then we have the NG300 grav drive from Nova Galactic. This is a C-class, 11 power, 27 grav jump thrust. So this is pretty poopy, if you'll excuse the crudeness. There's just far better. Like, I want to say it's not an oversight by Bethesda. Like, I want to say that they actually designed for the Nova Galactic vessels to, use like weaker grav drives because they're older. Which, if that's the case, good on you, Bethesda. Nice bit of lore there. But wait, hold on now. I might have just accidentally contradicted. Maybe. So there is a more powerful one. So yeah, so if we put this one here on this NG340 grav drive, it requires 1 extra power. It gives 45 jump thrust, almost double. And this requires Starship Design 3. Now, this is also 3 times the price. I was going to say that normally with Nova Galactic being, like, so weak, I assume it was because, they're older and they're... Now, this kind of counteracts that theory, unless this has been, like, reverse engineered, potentially, like, from newer. But anyway, yeah, I'd recommend running this one, just because it's 45. Now, there's some 50s here, obviously. We can go with this one, Relodyne. This one, I would recommend this one if you want to put a little bit more weight on it. But this is not too bad, like 40k. Like, this one's going to cost you 80k, which is a bit extreme. And then for the reactor, we have the SF40 Sheared Flow Reactor from Dogstar. It's a C-Class, 40 power. This, like, any reactor that hits 40 power is really good. Now, there is a couple of other ones that hit 40. I don't know if they have them for sale here. But, yeah, like, the reactor is perfectly fine. Now, there is the other reactor. It's not here. It kind of, I believe it has a little bit better stats in some regards. So if you're looking for min-maxing, I would check out some of the other reactors. But this is perfectly acceptable. And then for the aesthetic pieces, we have 2 of these HopeTech bumpers here. And then we have 2 of these portholes, top, 1 on each side. 2 more of those thrusters, 1 mounted here and 1 mounted here. And then we have 2 windows here, porthole starboard and porthole port. And then we have 2 more of the Nova wings with the weapons mounted on it. We have the porthole 4 there. 2 of these Tayo equipment plates, my favorite piece in the game, phenomenal. And then we've got 2 more sets of windows on this side and the other side, but this one is like staggered a little bit. And then on the bottom here, we have the entryway, which is a Shipbed 200 landing bay from Tayo. And then we have the Nova Galactic cargo hall, which is all it really has. And then for the landing gear, we have 2 of these Pinpoint 4G landing gear there. And we have 2 NG20 landing gear from Nova Galactic. They give 4 thrust, these only give 2. And I believe we have 2 more here. Oh no, we've 4, so we've 6 of these altogether, pretty interesting. And then for the aesthetic pieces, we have 2 of these Tayo braking engines there. And then at the back, we have 2 Deimos belly afts. And then for storage, we have 2 of these 300 cm ballast cargo holds, which give 320 each. So now we're going to put the ship back together, and we're going to work on some upgrades. So I suppose the first thing I do is I would remove that shield and put a better shield, because, it's nice to have a more powerful shield. So this one here. So I'm going to put this... Let me just put that there for now. Now, the grav drive, we're going to get rid of that next, just so, it's there. Where's my grav drive? There you are. Perfect. Slot you in there. Get in there. Why is my shields only 975? Oh, that's the wrong shield. I apologize. Shields. Where is it? Shields. I meant to choose them. My bad. Right, now for the weaponry, I'm going to remove the missiles just because I not overly gone on the missiles. We'll remove all the weapons for now, and we'll kind of put them back in a minute. So I like the turrets. I like having the turreted weapons, but I don't like the positioning there. It's not like positioning isn't bad, but I feel like you can't see as much. You're kind of, it's only like a, what is that? Like a 9, what's a quarter of a circle? 90 degree, yeah, I know maths. So these turreted weapons, usually you want to go with particle weapons, just because, particle weapons are very powerful. They can strip shields and and hull. So we're going to go and we're going to look to see what. Now, personally for me, a ship this size, you have to kind of look at it if you're trying to min-max, because if you're trying to min-max, I wouldn't worry about turrets. But I feel like most people watching these reviews, you know, like, you're just kind of like playing on normal, you just want to have a ship that looks cool and kind of functions well. So we're kind of going to be building for that regard. So what I would do, so I would get some of these, where are you? No, not you. Yeah, some of these, perfect. So these Disruptor 3320 Neutron turrets from Horizon Defense, they're B-class, 4200 range, 2.5 fire rate, 29 damage to hull and shields, and they only use 3 power. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move these equipment plates to here, because I feel like having the 2 turrets mounted on the front gives it a little bit more, like, kind of field of view. So we got our 2 turrets, and we're going to mount them like so. Come on. Perfect. Now, we don't have any more of these little, these engineering plates, but if we did, you could definitely keep the other turrets here. I'm just going to put them where they would be for now. You could definitely put them here, and, like, keep them in the same position. But, personally, I feel like that might not be the play. Now, part of me wants to... like, put them up here, but I'm kind of, like... Actually, that's not necessarily a bad location. See, I like when I put turrets on, I like them to have a little bit more kind of room to maneuver. I suppose you could just put them here. This is probably, like, the best spot to put them, both here. Because this still has, like, some degree of, like, cover, but not, like, you know, amazing degree. And then, like, you're going to need some, like, actual, like, shooty bang bang weapons if, you know, you want to shoot stuff. So I'd recommend, if we go up here to the... Where are they? So, if you want to play it, like, safe, you can't go wrong with some of these PB-30. And I would slap them... I would put one there. Actually, no, I'm going to put them there. One there. And one there, like so. And then I would put 2 more on the other side. These particle weapons are really good. Like, they're good to the point where you wouldn't even really need the turrets, but the turrets are handy to have, just because I feel like they look cool. And obviously, if you have done the Vanguard quest line, you can use these bad boys. So instead of needing 4, you can place 6, which is extremely overkill. Now, as for the... We'll work on the mobility in a minute. I feel like, yeah, the 4 turrets is more than enough. Now, you can add more turrets, obviously. Like, if you really wanted to, you could, like, potentially add, like... Let me see, is there, like, a snap point on that? I want to see if there's, like, a snap point on those engines. No, there's not. Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to work on the engines. Now, there's probably not going to be a lot of engines here we can play around with. So these engines, they look very cool. Let's see if they're using the highest tier of them. All the way down C-class. And we don't have any of those engines currently. So these... Okay, the thrust on these is actually quite low. Considering, so I'm just gonna slap some of these bad boys in here, see how this looks. Oh, of course you don't want to play ball. Give me a second. What's the maneuvering thrust? Oh yeah, god yeah, these give way more. So if we're going to do a little technique here in a moment. So we're going to remove these for now. And we're just going to put these engines in here. So these ones provide a lot more. So if you remove these... Yeah, these ones give us max mobility currently. They don't look too bad shape-wise. Like, they change the aesthetic a little bit. And obviously at the bottom here, you can put these back. So you just go to snap them. You press Y and press Y again. And then let them place. Like so. Why am I getting an error? Oh, okay, okay. And then we put these here, and then press B again, and then... What error am I getting? I want to make sure that, Docker module must be placed. Yeah, no, that's fine. We'll just remove. Just gonna remove these for now, just to make sure the ship does fly with no errors. What's the error? Okay, yeah, cool. So it can fly, which is good. Let me just assign the other turrets, just so... Because the last thing I want to do is, like, make a ship and be like, you should use this, and then, like, it doesn't actually work. So, yeah, so these engines, like, they're an improvement, obviously. They're kind of pricey compared to the other ones, so if we can go back to the other ones and see now it sells the other ones. So if we look at the pricing, these are twice as expensive. Now, they require more engine power, but you can still fit them. These require 2, whereas these require 3. But we've got almost double the engine thrust and over double the maneuvering thrust, which, you know, is quite nice to have. Now, they're a little bit more heavier, but not by much. And then I think the only real thing now is the cargo. Now we can definitely 1,000 cargo is not bad, but I feel like for a ship like this, we try and preferably push like maybe 2,000 cargo, just because you want to be able to store some stuff. So we're gonna. Okay. So we've got this here. I'm going to remove this. And I'm going to slot this in its place. And that, as you can see, that fits phenomenally. That was definitely planned, and I didn't just pull the first one. So now our cargo's up to 2,500, and then we have these little spine pieces. Let me see if I can reuse these spine pieces. Let me see. See, I'm not personally a fan of... No. I'm not really a fan of these bracers, personally. I just think they look a bit funky. What about this? I mean, it looks slightly better. To be completely honest with you... Oh, whoops, did not mean to do that. To be honest with you, if we just made these white, they'd probably be okay. Let me just really quickly change them to white. Oh, wait, I didn't actually... Whoops. Sorry, I don't know. I'm not sure why they always do this with, like, the ships. They have, like, pieces that are, like, off-colored. Yeah, see, that's a lot better. That actually blends better when it is white. But that's... I feel like that's the main kind of upgrades I'd go with. So you've got that extra storage there. You've got, like, better engines. You got some turreted weapons, and obviously you have a little bit of power to play around with. You can obviously add a second weapon if you wanted to, or like a third weapon, technically. If you wanted to add more turrets, you definitely could. Like I was saying, for the turrets, you want to... Oh, I forgot you can place them there. Haha. Yeah, we're definitely putting the turrets there, actually. Forget what I said initially. They look really nice there. And then we're going to actually move... See these little ones? We're going to move these ones down to there. Just because it looks better. So yeah, that way you've got... Your turrets have good kind of field of view, or good, like... These can shoot backwards, they can shoot sideways. And then, yeah. And then, obviously, like I said, you've got a little bit more power to play around with. You could add a third turret if you wanted. Or you could add, like, just a third weapon in general. But yeah, that's the ship. This is quite a long video. I apologize, but, you know, I feel like it's probably one of the more iconic ships. As always, guys, thanks for watching.